The Pentagon's January 2025 revelation. The morning of January 15, 2025 marked a turning point in humanity's understanding of what occupies our skies. Pentagon officials released classified military footage captured just hours earlier, showing multiple unidentified objects performing maneuvers that challenge everything we know about aerodynamics and physics. The footage emerged from a coordinated detection event involving 3 separate military installations across Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. Each facility independently tracked the same anomalous signatures on their radar systems, creating an unprecedented level of verification that removed any possibility of equipment malfunction or isolated incidents. The objects appeared on radar screens at Edwards Air Force Base in the early morning hours, moving at calculated speeds that exceeded conventional aircraft capabilities. Within minutes, the same signatures registered at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada and Kirtland Air Force Base in New Mexico. The triangulation data revealed objects capable of covering distances that would require conventional aircraft considerable time to traverse, yet they accomplished these movements with remarkable speed. The simultaneity of these detections across such vast distances eliminated any conventional explanation involving known military or civilian aircraft. Military radar operators witnessed something that contradicted their decades of training and experience. The objects demonstrated flight characteristics that defied conventional understanding of aircraft performance. These maneuvers occurred without the typical flight patterns expected from conventional aircraft, helicopters, or known experimental vehicles. The radar signatures showed behavior patterns unlike anything in their extensive databases of known aircraft types and capabilities. The Pentagon's disclosure represents data from the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which received 757 UAP reports between May 2023 and June 2024. Of these reports, AARO resolved 118 cases through conventional explanations, while 21 cases merit further analysis due to their anomalous characteristics. The January 2025 incident joins a small number of radar visual encounters that have defied conventional explanation, similar to the famous 2004 Nimitz Tic-Tac incident off the coast of California. The decision to release this footage represented an unprecedented departure from standard military protocol. Previous UAP disclosures involved careful consideration periods lasting months or years before any information reached public awareness. The January 2025 footage was released within 72 hours of its capture, suggesting either a fundamental shift in government transparency policies or recognition that the evidence was too significant to suppress. Military officials acknowledged that withholding this particular footage would serve no legitimate national security interest. The objects captured on January 15 exhibited behaviors that challenged basic understanding of conventional aircraft performance. Traditional aircraft follow predictable flight patterns based on known propulsion and aerodynamic principles. Yet these objects demonstrated extended periods of hovering followed by rapid acceleration. The radar signatures showed characteristics unlike conventional aircraft, helicopters, balloons, or known experimental vehicles. The objects appeared to operate using methods beyond current publicly known technological capabilities. Military personnel who witnessed the events provided testimony that corroborated the extraordinary nature of these observations. Radar operators described watching objects appear and disappear from radar screens in patterns that suggested controlled movement rather than equipment malfunctions. The objects maintained consistent signatures across multiple detection systems, ruling out electronic interference or atmospheric anomalies. Personnel noted that in their years of radar operation experience, they had never witnessed anything approaching the performance characteristics demonstrated by these objects. The government's new transparency protocols established in early 2025 created a framework for rapid disclosure of UAP evidence that meets specific criteria for public release. These protocols emerged from recognition that traditional secrecy approaches had become counterproductive in an era of advanced civilian surveillance technology and global information sharing. The January 2025 incident qualified for immediate release because it involved no classified military technology, occurred over public airspace, and was independently verified by multiple sources. Scientific institutions worldwide responded to the Pentagon's January 2025 disclosure with unprecedented urgency and collaboration. Research panels assembled within days of the footage release to analyze the documented flight characteristics. Scientists acknowledged that the observed maneuvers exceeded conventional explanations and warranted serious scientific investigation. The scientific community's response represented a significant departure from typical dismissive attitudes toward UAP claims. The international aerospace community acknowledged that the January 2025 footage represented a fundamental challenge to accepted understanding of conventional aircraft capabilities. Major aerospace manufacturers confirmed that no existing or projected aircraft technology could replicate the observed performance characteristics. The Federal Aviation Administration issued guidance acknowledging that commercial and private aircraft might encounter objects exhibiting similar unexplained capabilities. Defense contractors with access to classified military aircraft projects confirmed that the January 2025 objects exceeded the capabilities of any known experimental aircraft. Advanced Research Division stated that the observed technology represented capabilities beyond their current research projections. This acknowledgement from organizations responsible for developing the most advanced military aircraft carried significant weight in validating the anomalous nature of the observations. The revelation that the January 15th incident represented merely the first of multiple similar occurrences changed the entire context of UAP disclosure. Military sources confirmed that between January and February 2025, similar objects were detected and documented multiple additional times across various military installations. The frequency and consistency of these encounters suggested ongoing activity rather than isolated phenomena. Each subsequent incident demonstrated similar flight characteristics and technological signatures, indicating a pattern rather than random occurrences. This pattern of encounters has prompted government agencies to expand their investigation protocols and seek additional witness testimony from historical cases. The consistency of these modern sightings has renewed interest in examining previous encounters that may have been dismissed or inadequately investigated. Officials have begun reaching out to witnesses from decades-old cases, applying modern verification techniques to testimonies that were previously considered unreliable.